Hey everybody, Kelly Flip with Kelly coming at you. How's everybody doing today? Starting a new week here on Monday. We are February 2nd, so 2-2 of 2-6. So we're going to go on to, this is Asking the Impossible Questions by Tim Ferriss. And it's question number 8, asking the impossible questions. What if I couldn't pitch my own product? So I'm thinking this is YouTube, maybe interviewing other people. Maybe you go out and just do an interview virtually, or you could do a different type of video where you're just going out in real life and shooting it that way. You could write a book, you could write a blog post, put it on your website. There's different ways of doing that. So that's what I would do. And then he says people don't like being sold, but we all like being told stories from when we were little on up, right? We love stories. So there you go. You got weave in your stories and what's worked well for you in your experience. So from this, I'll branch off and go into something that I learned the other day. I've actually been thinking of doing this for for years now, many months. But I've been primarily focusing on my own local market, which has been working out great for me, and it does keep me pretty busy. But I've had it in my head to go after other markets virtually and then stay outside of the larger cities. It's been working well. I mean, in my local market, the major cities work well too in my local market. So there's no reason why you couldn't go after a major market. But that's Wisconsin. Some of these other states, they might be more saturated than my state, right? So you're talking like Milwaukee and that. But so in these virtual markets, you can go find a major metro of about 200,000 or more as a major metro, and then go about an hour out to these cities that are between 50 to 120,000 population. That seems to be the sweet spot. And the reason why we go after those populations is because there's enough cash buyers for your deals. If you can't sell your deal, you're kind of dead in the water. Locally, I've found that some of the markets that are below 30,000, I'm not going to shy away from them if I'm getting $10, $20, $30,000 assignment fees. So depending on the state, depending on what's working for you, but I think that is a pretty good rule of thumb. Pretty good sweet spot is that 50 to 120,000. That makes a lot of sense to me. So going virtually, I would start at 50 to 120,000. Find out what's working there, and then later go down to the 30,000. And maybe you could go the other way and go up to 150,000. Just kind of play with it a little bit, see how it works. Average list price for properties in those virtual markets you want to go after is going to be between 180 and 250. Why 180 to 250? Because that's going to be a sweet spot, because you can get the highest assignment fees. You get above 250, and the seller gets a mental thing saying, "Oh, I can't take that much of a haircut," and because they think in percentages. And then if you get down below 180, then the property is worth less, and then your assignment fees can get smaller because it's harder to get that spread again. Go about an hour out from these major metros, because people are willing to drive about an hour one way comfortably. You get to an hour and a half, 2 hours, it gets to be too long of a drive for most people. Demographics. Now, this is debatable. You can put this in your filter, but you don't have to. And some people like doing it, and some people don't like doing it, so they won't do it. But you could go after people that are 60 years or older. And the other criteria is, no, that's the one that's debatable. Let's touch on that quickly. Pros and cons. Some people think it's predatory to go after elderly. And if there's ever like a lawsuit or something, the prosecutor or whatever could use that as a reason against you. But the next guy thinks you're not being predatory. You're just saying that these are the people that typically need our help, and we want to help them. So it's your own discretion whether you want to put that filter in. And then the other filter is absentee owner. The reason for absentee owner is there might be higher motivation. They're not living in the property, so they're not emotionally attached, not as much drama, and because they don't have to find another place to move into, they don't have to pack their belongings and move out and get the U-Haul or make several trips back and forth. Maybe they got pets. Can they find an apartment to move into that will accept pets? Some do, some don't. So you got to get a faster close. Faster close means you get your money faster, and you don't have to deal with that for that many months, tying up your time, your energy, your brain power, your money, because time is money. What can you use for software? Xleads. That's what I use. You can also use, if you don't want other options, you could. Everybody knows about PropStream probably. GeoPoint, ListSource. For skip tracing, you can go with direct Xleads. That's what I would use if I was going to start text blasting. I used to text blast, but that was a long time ago. Would like to get back into it, but it's not a priority for me right now. No other good texting platforms are one's called Direct Skip. Another one is called Dataskip.io. Now, this Dataskip.io was doing well, then it stopped doing well, and now apparently it's doing well again. So maybe kind of keep your eye on it as far as if it's doing well or not. And, like, are the texts getting through? Probably. So your script, when you're saying your script, is you want to make a first good impression, you want to grab their attention, you want to sound professional. So you could be like, "Hi, John." You could just say their name, because you're making that assumption, and they're like, "Oh, how do they know my name? They must know me," type of thing. I got a quick question for you, or excuse me, got a quick question. I got a quick question. You got a minute for a quick question? Do you have any interest in selling that house on Main Street? So you want to find out, do you want to sell your property, yes or no? Yes. Okay, then you want to find out high motivation, medium, or low. And then that would be the hot lead, warm lead, or maybe get rid of them. For a dialer, Xleads has a dialer, Batch has a dialer. Minimum quantity of list that you probably want to work with is about 2,500 to 3,000. The first phone call with the seller, you might want to focus on their motivation. Like, why do you want to sell this property? And they might not tell you the real reason right off the bat. So you might have to, over a little bit of time, allow them to talk, encourage them to talk. So why are you selling your property? Yes or no? And then why? So, are you going to sell your property? Yes or no? And then why? And if they're motivated, then they're qualified to go in your CRM. That way you got 5,000 people, time wasters, tire kickers. Don't put them in your CRM. Why? They're just going to slow you down. They're going to bottleneck you. So you want to find out what their motivation is. Oh, okay, well, why is that? Why is that? And then you might get to the real reason finally. Maybe on the second call or maybe when you go on the appointment, then you can go into the condition more so, how many bedrooms, all that. But at first, you just want to qualify that lead, whether it goes in your CRM or it doesn't go in there. And if you're going to go on an appointment, if you know the zip code and the price, to me, that's a no-brainer. Go on the appointment. And depending on your appetite, you could drive up to 4 or 5 hours for this appointment. That'd be up to you to determine. But you get belly to belly, your chances are a lot better of making that connection and getting a signed contract and getting that payday. You make an offer when the time's right. Sometimes that's when you're on the appointment, and if they say they're not ready yet, then soft sell it. Give them a little breathing room. Stay in touch through an email, and or some of the older people, they just text because they don't have an email, or they don't do email. It's just fine. Do what works for the seller, right? Get a title company near the seller. Sometimes the seller wants to be able to walk into the title company, and I always cater to the seller. We put in every one of our contracts as a courtesy to you, Mr. Seller, Mrs. Seller. Take what you want from the property, any valuables, belongings, it's yours. And if there's anything you don't want or don't want to clean up, we'll take care of it. We'll get the dumpster, we'll clean it out, we'll haul the heavy couch out of there for you. Don't worry about it. It's on us. We'll take care of that. We'll take care of your troubled tenants, your squatters, your hoarders. We'll take care of them. We'll get them out for you. You just go focus on doing you, and then we'll take care of the property. So you can hire, if you get to the level of VAs, you can hire them off of Upwork, Online Jobs PH, or you could use Good English Callers. Good English Callers, they'll give you the phone numbers for free included with the caller, so that's pretty cool. All right, so that's enough for today. If you guys found any value, smash the like button and subscribe. If you have a deal that you need some help moving, like a virtual deal, or you're just getting started out, bring me a contract, purchase agreement, and we'll do 50-50 split. And if you just want to bring me an address, I'll give you 25%. This is Kelly. Have yourself a great one. I got to get busy marketing. I'm going to choose 5 states and 5 metro areas. I'm going to go an hour out, and I'm going to choose 3 out of the 5, and then I'll have to test those 3 markets, either by cold calling or direct mail. Just do a sample blast out, and whichever one's doing the best, I'll focus on that, get that up and running just like my local market, and then we'll choose another one and just keep adding to it. Of course, we would have to automate too, because you only got so many hours in a day. 24, right? Or is it 25/8? Something like that. All right, this is Kelly. Smash the like button, subscribe. Let's go make some money. Kelly out.